Another fantastic end to the week. I am here in Uschi's garden. Most of you will recognize Uschi from the community center. Uschi has worked for us for how many years, Ush?
27, 28 almost. And before that, I worked 9 years when my kids were 3 to middle school probably, or to, yeah, always in the kids programs.
And still in the kids programs.
Still in the kids program.
When we have kids programs again.
Yes.
So we're here in her amazing yard. I was here the other day actually because I actually wanted to walk through it so I knew what exactly you'd want to see. And so we're going to be here for a while. Hang on. So we came out front because she wanted to show me how she had done some gardening since the last time I was here. And I'm having a bit of a hard time looking at the garden when I can look at this view. But we will go down there and see what she's done. Now she's brought me out to what she says is her pirate's lookout, which I love.
But you gotta look into that direction too, there, because that's where I see the ships coming in over there.
So beautiful. I don't know how you ever leave your yard.
It's hard. Well, it's hard. But with the grandkids are here from Edmonton, I have to go to all those islands in the boat.
Nice.
Middle Notch, Savory, Hernando. Isn't that terrible?
A terrible life you lead, Ush. This hydrangea is huge.
I know, because I don't trim anything. I don't have time.
Beautiful.
Don't have time. The lilacs are huge. Look at the size of the lilacs.
Alex, and then that beautiful clematis over there.
Yeah. This is terrible. It's gonna make people envy. I feel like a show off.
Well, you should show this off. It's beautiful.
It was all full of clematises.
Oh, it just goes up and up and up. I love clematis. It's one of my favorites.
Yes, and Carmel had one that had the hugest blossoms. There's an oak hydrangea. I didn't know what it was. A friend gave it to me as a little thing because she didn't have enough room for it. Now I realize why she didn't have enough room for it. Like, it has grown all over the place, but it's pretty interesting because the leaves are like oak trees.
They are like oak leaves.
And the hydrangea is kind of like a candle, or
beautiful.
yeah, because Bruce Bakey took our house, and he just wanted to subdivide and all that stuff, so there was no rush at getting out of the house.
Okay, so now we're walking up on Uschi's vegetable garden and the Dahlia Mecca of York Road area.
Oh no, the egg lady, Heather Kennedy, she's got tons of dahlias. She's just, she
Oh, come on, Ush.
She went to school with my son, and she was never into gardening, but she's got this beautiful, all the dahlias all in a long, long row when you get your eggs, and the chickies are all running around outside.
Well, you just wait and see these people. The thing I love about Uschi's garden is there's just so much stuff all randomly planted together, but it makes it so beautiful and so interesting.
The nasturtiums were never planted, except for 1 year,
I know,
and they've
the
always
nasturtiums
come
are
back.
crazy.
I think this is the Nasturtium House. I don't know why, but they just grow. I pull them out as weeds and have to chuck them because I have so many of
Do you
them.
save the seeds at all?
No, because why would I save the seeds? Because they come all the
Because
time.
you can pickle them and eat them.
Oh yeah, that's right. See how they're kind of spiking out to the sides?
And here we have the 12-foot sunflower.
Oh, they're all way too huge. I don't know why that happens.
Good dirt, Ush.
Yeah, because this is a lake, remember? In the winter. And I don't have to do anything with the dirt, which is lovely. Okay, so now I want to tell you about this garden, which is, I have to tell you, a lake in the winter. And sometimes I have up to 7, 9 mallard ducks swimming in here, and they come and go because I'm by the ocean. So they go down to the ocean, then they come up here and say hi to me and swim in here for a while. So, and then as it dries up, of course, they don't come anymore. So this lake, it goes at least up to my knees in the winter, and sometimes it freezes, and it's kind of neat. And I throw see that debris right there? That's all the old flowers and whatever you have to get rid of at the end of the summer. So I just throw that all into the middle of the lake, and I think that produces really good soil. And once the lake usually dries out in, I'd say this year was early, which was great for the virus because I got the plant early, and I was going to downsize, but I planted lots because of the virus. It depends how wet our winter was. And the reason I have a little lake here is because my property from the ocean slants down slightly into the center here, and from the highway it also slants down gently. So in this area where my blueberries are too over there, it's always wet. Even the grass is very wet until the summer.
So you don't have to water this garden ever?
No, this one I do water a bit because you know, when the plants are small, because the top dries out, but once the plants have lots of roots, I don't really have to water. That side there I haven't watered at all. And the blue.
So these are Uschi's blueberries.
Look at
She
them.
could start her own blueberry market.
No, the grandkids would come
Pounds
here
and
with their
pounds.
friends, and just invade the place when they come. That's why I'm not letting them come until I've picked a few.
So you have this big net over your blueberries, Ush. What are you trying to stop from eating them?
I'm being mean. I'm stopping the birds, and sometimes I don't know how they do it, but I've got rocks all around here to keep them down. Here on this side, you'll see. And I think they do make holes. I have to patch it all the time. Mainly the robins, they love those blueberries. Okay, see this little area right here between the greenhouse and these sunflowers? It's actually a little rock path I made because I couldn't get the lawnmower through here, so I didn't want grass, so I made a rock path. And every year these nasturtiums grow here. They don't get watered. I don't know how they grow. And they have grown right through under my greenhouse, and come and see them in my greenhouse. I love my nasturtiums. There, see them inside the greenhouse?
Holy.
The greenhouse is very old, as you can see, and it needs washing.
You got some tomatoes coming in the back there going
Yeah,
orange.
yeah, those are the best tomatoes. They're called Sunny Boy.
And now we are entering Dahlia heaven. I'm going to try and give you a slight concept of how much is in here.
And how tall it is.
I know, it's difficult though. There's so much and it's so beautiful. So Uschi was saying that she has 80 dahlias now, and she used to have how many? How did you even walk in here?
Well, I had them in different places too. I had them scattered. But yeah, I had, because all that was dahlias too over here where I have the rhubarb now and stuff.
Incredible.
Beautiful pink, and now it's kind of going brownish.
Okay, my gardening friends, Uschi can't recall the name of this beautiful
But it
little
spreads
pink
like
flower.
crazy.
She said it's
I've
been
given lots
flowering
away.
since spring. So if
Very
anybody
delicate.
knows, please comment on the video and then we'll know what it is.
My friend Margaret knows what it is.
I can't even begin to explain to you how many dahlias are in this garden.
Mixed up with everything else.
And we all have our favorites.
Yes.
I love these kind, the little snowball kind.
Yeah.
Uschi likes a different kind that are not my favorites. I love this one with the burgundy foliage and the bright yellow flower. I'm going to be sure to come down in the fall and get a bulb of one of these.
Yeah, because I got a few of those. I got quite a few of those. A lot of them aren't out yet, unfortunately.
In the midst of all this beauty, she still manages to grow food.
Yeah, on the around the fences, which is good.
We have beans
Peas.
and peas in the middle of this.
And that red spinach.
I love the craziness of this garden.
Spinach. But as I say, a lot of them aren't out yet.
I can't believe you're saying a lot of them aren't out yet. I feel like I'm surrounded by hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of flowers.
Oh yeah.
So pretty.
Have you
This
seen
must
it?
be a lot
Have
of
you seen
work,
this
Uschi.
amaranth? See this? This is amaranth growing with the beans, and that's the oldest grain there is in the world. Amaranth.
Really?
Yes.
What do you do with it?
You eat it like quinoa. It's
Oh,
like
okay.
quinoa. And my friend actually borrowed a quarter of that black garden and made a whole bunch of amaranth, but we didn't harvest it. The seeds didn't grow well enough to harvest because they would have been in there longer. This flower here, I have a few of them, but they have these incredible roots that go all the way through, and you'll have them all over the place. If you have a field, you could have a whole field of these. And if you live in Ontario, if you ever were in Ontario, these were called outhouse flowers. They open up like daisies. They're very pretty, actually. But they were always grew around outhouses because the soil was so good around outhouses, and they are a wildflower there. So. She'll put the flowers in the pots. It's called the water lily dahlia.
And then there's that big orange and yellow one in the back there that you got from Tony Fentilo.
Yes, I call it Tony. But it's something like Fantastic Sunset or something or other it's called.
Uschi, this is amazing. I love hanging out here with you.
Oh, well, I love it too. Actually, not very many people come to see my garden.
Well, they should.
Oh, this one's so pretty, this white one right here. And I have a white dinner plate like that. It's got a little bit of mauve with it.
Oh, I noticed that one as we were walking.
It's got a bit of
That is
mauve with
pretty.
it. And I have another one that's even bigger and has more mauve, but it hasn't come out yet.
Well, I said it is a big mix in this garden, and I love the way that
Some of it
poppy
already has
is
to be pulled
growing
out.
up the sunflower.
And
the sweet peas are growing up
And those
the
red things
sunflower.
are heritage spinach that I think originate on Hornby Island.
Do you eat it, Ush?
Yes, you pull all the leaves off. But I had tons of it. I've already had to pull lots of it out because it went to bloom. See, it's all going to bloom. I had tons of it, and it comes back every year. It regrows itself, like it reseeds itself.
Nice.
And the real red ones look fantastic in the garden because they look like flowers, but you eat all the leaves and they taste totally like spinach, and they just keep coming back. Linda Kubinick actually did a lot for those in those days for the teen singer.
And sweet peas, another personal favorite of mine, all mixed in with everything else. Glorious.
Eat them. Though they were all full of these little black berries. So if you're European, you love gooseberries.
Are they sour, sweet?
Here, taste. They're sour.
What if I don't like it?
You spit it out. Whoops. I better just give you one at a time. Oh,
Oh, I don't think I care for those.
make delicious jam. Neglected.
But neglected
just-
can be beautiful too,
There's
Ush.
just so much time one has.
And look, is that dill?
Anise. Grows like crazy, and the seeds are spread everywhere. They're like weeds. That's all anise too there. Same
What do
thing.
you do with anise?
I make anise tea, licorice spice tea.
Oh, it tastes like licorice.
Yeah,
Oh, I wouldn't like it then.
yeah, yeah.
Growing tomatoes in with sunflowers.
And sunflowers have
And
gone
look,
way
there's some
too tall.
nasturtiums.
Yes, guess what? That weren't planted. A birdie dropped the seed, I think, at the beginning because I wanted kale, and this was the only garden that was ready.
That looks like some nice kale there.
Yeah, and
Wait.
that's an exotic kale too.
That's a Russian kale.
Yeah, yeah.
Or an elephant ear, I believe it's called.
Yes, and I think that one's the Russian curled. And I make a lot of kale salad and kale chip. But I've got tons of kale down
I
the
love
back.
kale salad. So we've got quite a few fruit trees here.
They're so old and they got pruned last year. It was severely pruned. So I don't think we're going to have anything.
No, we did the same thing in my yard, Uschi and I think I've got like maybe 5 apples.
Yeah.
But you know what?
But
Sometimes it's
everybody else
nice.
is going to share with me.
I know, and sometimes it's nice to have a break.
I'm so excited about the break.
This tree, did it fall down or?
Yes, it's one of my oldest apple trees. It was here. It was already old when we moved here 40 years ago. And I just didn't have the heart to saw it up for firewood. Actually, some people might wanted to make bowls out of some of the fruit tree. I know people that like to make bowls out of the fruit trees, the wood. But yeah, so my neighbor cut it in a way that I could put little planters. I had planters up there and over there. My grandson just put another little groove for another planter. But I've moved a lot of the pots because it takes too long to water everything. So it's really not as pretty as it usually is, but it's got colorful things on it usually.
And you've turned it into a work of art in your garden.
Yes, a work of art.
Well, thank you very much for inviting me to come here, Uschi. As
Well-
always, it's a pleasure to hang out with you.
Same here. I'm very excited, and it's nice. I'm happy that people can see how pretty a wild garden can look.